Hello, my nostrils! Welcome back to the Nashville Nose. I'm your host, as always, Dr. Magnifiscent. Hi. And today is all about the eccentric, the daring, the genius, the master of seduction himself, with the most regular old, basic-ass American name ever, Tom Ford. Like if you were to make a movie about an average American guy working at a steel mill in Pittsburgh, trying to just find purpose in life and maybe love along the way. That would be a perfect name for the main character. Hi, I'm Tom Ford, and I'm just a normal American guy, just like you, looking for my purpose in life and maybe love along the way. Ironically, Tom Ford is anything but normal. Thomas Carlyle Ford was born in Austin, Texas in 1961. Okay, actually Texas works too. Hi, I'm Tom Ford from Texas, and I'm here just looking for my purpose in life and maybe love, you know what? Okay, joke's been killed, let's move on. At just 16 years old, he moved to New York City studying at the Parsons College of Design. Throughout his 20s and 30s, working at several design houses in New York until he made the move to Milan in 1990 to work for this little, at the time, money-hemorrhaging Italian design house called Gucci, in hopes for a less creatively confining environment he was experiencing in the US. This was where he really started to hit his stride. After only 2 years, he already worked his way up to design director, working 18-hour days, leading 11 different product lines until eventually being promoted to creative director in '94. Now at the helm of Gucci, Tom was a major factor in increasing their sales by 90%, transforming the brand into the industry giant we all know today. Not bad considering when he joined, they were on the verge of bankruptcy. After his departure in 2004, they had to hire 4 people to do his job. In 2006, he launched his own brand, and he's been killing the game ever since. The man is a certified superhero. What else can we say? Gotta tip my hat. As an artist myself and a lover of all things art, we artsy-fartsy types just gravitate towards each other. And a lot of his fragrances really intrigued me, especially in the beginning of my fragrance journey. They just encourage a creative environment when they're in the air. So as of now, I own exactly 10. So a top 10 list of Tom Ford fragrances is ripe for the making. I have them ranked from my current least to most favorite, which is hard because they're all so great in their own way. But I did my best, so let's see if he lives up to the name Master of Seduction. Let's get started. The Doctor of Seduction is now in. Starting with Lost Cherry at number 10. We talked about this before. This is the, I hate to say it, worst performing fragrance I've ever experienced, which is really sad because this scent is just to die for. Sour cherry, bitter almond, liqueur, plum, Turkish rose, vanilla cloves, cinnamon, vetiver, Peru balsam, jasmine, benzoin, woods, a smorgasbord of magnificence. But after 20 minutes, all that magic is completely gone. Tom, premature evaporation is a common problem, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you're struggling with performance. Please get help. Please, Tom, for all of us, please, just, God, please, Tom! Make an intense version, make an extrait version. I don't care, just do something! Come on! Please help this scent. I know you can find help somewhere. Just somebody. If anyone out there is listening, call Tom! We need help! It's so good, but it just goes away, and we're just left with emptiness. 20 minutes? Come on. How are you gonna satisfy anybody? Now, bear in mind, it could just be my skin, although when I sprayed it on a test strip, it disappeared as well, so I have no idea. It's a shame because it's a highly priced fragrance, and knowing what I know now, I'm not sure if I would have gotten it. Luckily, I got it pretty cheap on a discounter site, and I really do love the scent. It's so nice to have, but I at least wouldn't recommend spending retail price for it unless it really performs well on your skin, because skin chemistry is a big factor to consider. So next time you're at the mall, give it a spritz and fully test out its longevity before you buy. Number 9, one not talked about all that much in the old fragcom. And I'll admit the bottle itself was probably part of the reason I got it. I saw it online fairly cheap, so I blind bought it. Meet Lavender Extreme. Look at the sheen on that. Woo-hoo-hoo. It's so shiny. I dig it. Nothing mind-blowing, but when I saw it, I thought, well, at least the bottle will look cool on my display. Lavender, of course, with violet, lemon, cinnamon, geranium, rose, and coumarin, which is described as providing a sweet, creamy, nutty-like note. I don't find the lavender to be overly dominant. I think the lemon and coumarin seem to be the more main players. There's some florals, but it doesn't smell flowery. It's light and inoffensive, yet performs pretty well, which I would hope considering it says extreme. I think it's a solid, nice and easy scent, nothing crazy. I placed it here because the other ones on this list excite me a little bit more, but I think it smells great, and I'm glad I have it when I'm in the mood for it. Now one from his signature collection. As you can see from the last two mentioned, they come in these uniform, square, kind of pillar-shaped bottles. These are from the private blend collection. They're usually a bit more expensive, a little more experimental and harder to find, whereas the signature collection are a little bit more widely available, lower in price, and usually a bit more tame. Nonetheless, Noir Anthracite at number 8 is a very unique and special scent for his signature line. I actually love the Noir line. To me, this is quite innovative and more on the challenging side, yet I get a lot of compliments when I wear it. I feel it's great for spring and summer nights because it's got cooler and fresher notes, but done in a dark and moody way. Probably due to the ebony wood and leather adding some rugged depth, but then countered by ginger, bergamot, jasmine, birch, and cedar, brightening it up. But hey, it doesn't stop there. Why not jam some Szechuan pepper and spices in there for another exciting twist? Spicy, dry, dark, green, woody, leathery, and aromatic. Nothing sweet in here whatsoever. It's a fascinating scent, and I've never smelled anything like it. Kind of puts the image of like wet concrete in my mind. I don't know why. For the number 7 spot, it was pretty neck and neck with Noir Anthracite, but I gave the slight edge to Oud Minérale, again from the private collection. This one is more of a salty marine scent, but I think it may be one of the best marine scents I've ever smelled. It's so refined and beautifully put together with all the oceanic accords. Sea notes, sea salt, seaweed, and ambergris really take you to the ocean. But then we have the lovely woods, oud, balsam fir, and pepperwood, then pink pepper and styrax, cause why not? The marine and wood notes are like, who invited these guys to the party? Ah well, they're cool, let's get crazy. Somehow with all that going on, it gives off this kind of wet concrete feel, much like Noir Anthracite, like how the sidewalk smells in the rain. It's very cool and very well done. And now the controversial one, Tobacco Oud. I mentioned this one in the last video. Man, it's crazy. I have a love-hate relationship with this one, but damn do I have so much respect for the beautiful work of art that it is. I've never smelled anything that triggered so many different feelings and emotions. I've had it for 2 years now and I still haven't figured it out. But regardless, it fascinates me every time I smell it. Tobacco, oud, whiskey, spices, incense, vanilla, patchouli, woods, and benzoin. I was so intrigued when I first heard about it because I love tobacco scents. I couldn't sample it because it's discontinued as so I blind bought it from a legit eBay seller, and when it arrived, first spray, I was like, oh my God, what have I done? It's crazy, bold, unapologetic, yet elegant, and unlike anything I've ever smelled, ever. It's a beauty and a beast in one, I'll tell you that. It was a tough call, but I'm gonna put Tuscan Leather Intense slightly ahead of it, because it's one of the greatest leather scent DNAs ever created. It's legendary. Again, unapologetic, bold, rugged, masculine, a powerhouse of a leather scent. And the intense version isn't much different than the original, just slightly stronger with some additional animalic notes, but for the most part, it's nearly the same. It's one of the best examples of the leather raspberry combo. Two great complementary notes mixed in with saffron, thyme, jasmine, olibanum, amber, and some woods and herbals peppered in there nicely to give it some backbone. To some, it may be a bit too bold, so if that's the case for you, I recommend also giving ombre leather from his signature line a chance as well. It's supposedly a bit more on the wearable side. Tuscan leather though, you gotta respect its leather scent royalty. Which brings us now to Tobacco Vanille at number 4. Widely loved and admired, this is my holiday time scent. Warm, cozy, sweet, yet robust. This was another one I was so amped to try because the idea of tobacco and vanilla together sounded like heaven. But when I got my sample, I wasn't crazy about it. At first impression, I thought it smelled like one of those cinnamon-flavored Halloween witch brooms you hang on your wall to make your whole house smell like a giant red hot. But as my palate matured and I started getting better at pinpointing notes, I could fully understand and fall in love with the beauty of this scent blend. Sweet, creamy vanilla, gorgeous aromatic tobacco, cacao, tonka bean, dried fruits, and spices. Great performing and perfectly androgynous. I get the hype now. She's a beaut. Now we're at the top 3, and to be honest, these last 4 were the most tough to rank. In fact, they're all interchangeable depending on the day, the mood, the weather, which way the wind's blowing. But I put Oud Wood right here because it's such a perfect, versatile, year-round signature scent for someone who wants to smell classy, mature, fun, smart, sexy, and well put together. Agarwood, Brazilian rosewood, sandalwood, vetiver, cardamom, Szechuan pepper, amber, and just a touch of vanilla. Something about it just screams James Bond to me. It gives off big Daniel Craig energy. Ironically, Tom Ford designed all of his suits for the 4 latest James Bond movies. For my number 2 pick today, it may be blasphemy to go with a signature line release, but Noir Extreme is just amazing. We've talked about it so many times on here, I know, just because it's that good. Sexy, gorge, a big win for the Noir line, and also factoring in price, pretty cheap for how great it is. So that's another reason it made it to number 2. We've already discussed the notes several times. We know it has the Kulfi Accord, the Indian dairy dessert, along with saffron, cardamom, nutmeg, vanilla, amber. If you want a more detailed description, check out our Valentine's Day video right up here somewhere. My girl, Dr. Critiscent, and I actually tested out, and we love this shit. And we finally made it to my number 1 pick today. The little pink box with the flowery name, Rose Prick. Now this is not his most popular release, not one of the OGs, so why would this go here? Again, the number 1 spot could go to any of the top 4 depending on the moon, the tides, what I had for breakfast that morning. Basically whatever the mood calls for, but I'm gonna pick this one today because I believe this may be the best rose scent I've ever smelled. Maybe the best ever, I don't know. Controversial? I think it's amazing. A lot of guys may ward away from anything that says rose, but this is incredibly gender neutral. It doesn't smack you in the face with a bouquet. It's really not that floral, and the pink bottle, come on, it's really cool. Not the cheapest, but the scent, the quality, and performance are stellar. Legend has it this was inspired by Tom Ford's own rose garden at his home. May rose, Turkish rose, Bulgarian rose, blended so nicely with turmeric, Sichuan pepper, patchouli, and tonka bean. If I had to pick only one rose-based fragrance for life, this would be it for me. And that's it for us today. My entire Tom Ford collection ranked as best as I could, but they're all special and amazing, and I highly recommend you try all of them. And all of you are special and amazing for hanging out with me on this tour. Let me know in the comments your favorites from Tom Ford. A few I have my eyes on right now are Beau de Jour from the Signature line and Fougère d'Argent from the Private Collection. 2 really well done Fougères, which is another thing Tom Ford does very well. What am I saying? The guy does it all. Why not be inspired by his work ethic and click the subscribe, like, and bell buttons? Come on, it doesn't take that much effort. And stay tuned for the next smell adventure. I'll see you there. The Doctor of Seduction is out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. I saw it online fairly cheap, so I blind bought it. Meet Lavender Extreme. I almost made it. But hey, it doesn't stop there. What the hell? Why not jam some chef's? That'll do it. Good night, nurse.